Right, this is a British Seagull Silver Century with a clutch that I've restored, and then I've put it back together and tested it, and now I'm going to take it apart to put it in a suitcase. So what I thought might be interesting is, what tools do you need for this endeavor? So you need a Whitworth spanner. This one is great. It's got a 1/4 on the one side and 5/16 on the other, which does most things. A shifter for those that are a different size, a screwdriver, a plier for the dreaded split pins, and this is just a wrench also with a 1/4 this size. Makes it easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Let's see how we go. Okay, so let's take off the engine mounting lug, which is attached to the bracket, and on this one actually they're so well attached they don't come apart. That's a problem for another day. Always good to have a little thing to keep all your bolts in, because they are hard to replace, as they're all Imperial Whitworth sizes. So they're not metric and they're not Imperial, pure Imperial. They are Whitworth. Now the thing about the Silver Century is much heavier than the 40 plus, so everything is a bit of a schlep. I probably could get that wrench on here, but I think I'm almost done. Let's see if the finger strength is up to it. Okay. I know there are little washers on here because I put them on myself. One on that side, one on that side. Those in there as well. And then we'll just lever off this plastic goodie. Oh, I think it's just going to come off. Okay, and then that's that off. So this is the safety pin that joins the lug, this bit, to the engine mounting bracket. The safety pin has seized onto there, so it all works, just means you've got to take it off as one piece. Not the end of the world. Okay, well, we can take the HT lead off. Let's start ourselves off easy. That side, this side, a screwdriver. Less haste, more speed. Isn't that what they say? Okay, there you have it. Let's take off the tiller. So that's 5/16. And it has a castle nut, a washer, and a spring. Those in the corner there. a sec. Let's take the spark plug. Need our shifter for that. So that's a 1/20th of an inch gap on the spark plug. Well, that can go in there. Keep it all together. So, because I've taken the tiller off, let's come this side, and we take the slide out of the carb. That's an AML 2-jet carb, so that piece is off. If you want to take the carb off, we must take this fuel lead off. So that's a 1/4 again. Not only coming apart so easy because I cleaned it all. I didn't start this easy. This side is 5/16. There's a little bit of fuel in it. There's that. There's my rag. And the carb itself has got a little, see now this is where I was a bit bold because I have a little spanner for that. But because I've set myself a challenge, I was going to try and do it with a shifter. This is just making work for myself, but it means you could get by with not less tools. On the Villiers, it's got a head on it. You can use a screwdriver. This doesn't seem to have one though. Okay, what did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm afraid we're going to introduce number 6. I probably could have got it off, but I don't need to torture myself. It just loosens this collar a bit. Keeping it on. Then there was 6. And then it will wiggle off. And pour some petrol on me at the same time. There it is. In all her glory. I ran it dry, but of course there's still fuel in there. If you want to loosen that, you need your shifter again. And I can expand it like that. Okay, I'm going to take that apart and just give it a good clean because I don't know how long it's going to stay before it gets put together again. That's the carb. Okay, we can do the fuel tank. That's just 2 1/4 again. Most of the Seagull is a 1/4 Whitworths. That's a 1/4 of an inch. And it's got 2 washers, I know, because I put them on. 1, 2, and 2 pads at the bottom. So on this one, just going to put it back like that. So it all stays together. But we will take this off. The shifter comes in handy again. that stuff. Let's just keep going. So there's your fuel tap with its little metal filter there and a metal washer, and the tap is there. Little brass in there, little cork that keeps the seal over there. Okay. Those nice decals. So you can buy replacement decals, whatever it is, but they're not color. So if you ever see the color, you know that's probably original. And if not original, it's at least 25 years old. That's what Mrs. Seagull told me in Molesford. Okay. Here's a difficult task. We'll take the pull cord off. It's good to just keep it all together. Okay, let's do the linkage for the clutch. It's super simple. It just pulls that fork and disconnects the propeller from the gearbox and back it. Now it's connected again. So 5/16 again, some castellated nut. Unfortunately in this case it's a bit seized onto this, so the bolt comes out. That works fine. The spring. Now let's put that over there. And then here there's a split pin. Just do my hands. A little washer. I'll put those together. I know they go together. And that's the clutch lever. So we are heading to the big split now. Split the top from the bottom. And basically we just got to undo these. They are a quarter again. A nut. And a crush washer. I'm going to put them back on there. This one, same as a 40 plus, you can't get in sideways, very difficult to, so it's easier to put it on like that. That's the big one. Easier to put it on like that, and then put the screwdriver in, turn it like that. Left hand finger strength. Hand strength, I guess. Okay. So that is pretty much all that is holding it together. What should happen now is that this will come off, and this will stay on this side. Might need a bit of encouragement. Oh, and I didn't put a hammer in my 7 tools. No, all loose. There we go. Dramatic, because it's my thing. Okay, so then we have 2 pieces. We will come back to this one. Now you need to take the exhaust tube off. And what is this one? No, it's smaller. Okay, so I might fox myself here with my small amount of tools, because I can't really get, maybe I can get onto it like that. Oh, there we go. A little bit further. So just loosening this, what is it? Clip, I guess, clasp, maybe. It looks like that. It's screwing into this little thing. Okay. Now, this tube. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard. There's a rubber O-ring in there. And the easiest thing is to put it in the vise. And then you wiggle. Until you get lazy. Okay. I will adjust that angle. So let's put it in. Here's this thing. I just don't want it to mess up my lovely paintwork, so I'm trying to get it to bite just on the cylinder head. It is heavy. Okay. All right. Can you see that? No, you can't. Not much to see, I guess. It's just in the vise, which means I can grab this on this end and wiggle it like that, and up and down a bit. And there you have it, exhaust tube. Before I take it out of the vise, I'm going to take off this, which carries the water, 5/16 again. Okay, copper tube, brass tube, 1/2. Okay, come back again. The power head. So all I want to do is put these back on so I don't lose them. 2 crush washers and 2 nuts. Not much to see here. Oh, now I must bring my thing back again. Maybe I missed that. I just put these nuts back on here. So this is still the square block, but bigger than the 40 plus. And you can see in there. I got to hold it with one hand. That's the piston going up and down. 2 rings. And the water pumps up there through the block and out there. You can always, when you take it apart, when you want to see if it's blocked, just give it a bit of a blow through there and see if it comes out there. Nice and clear. Okay. Alrighty, that's that one out of the way. And we are left with this. So to get it to fit in a suitcase, because it's really long, and that drive shaft comes out, which is good. The impeller for the water pump is there, which is fine. But this thing is still too long. And I can get the drive shaft casing out, but I can't really unscrew this without taking this apart. So let's start with him. This is called the pinch bolt. And what's nice about this wrench is it will give me a little bit of torque. Well, that's very loose. Not a clever idea that it's loose, because you might be going along the river and the next thing your gearbox is in the river. Pinch bolt. And let's see, how tight are you in there? Sometimes you get lucky. Oh yeah, that one is already swiveling. Probably can just leave it a bit. Get this to come out. So I'm going to take a shortcut here. Let's see. I was lucky. I've not seen so many drive shaft casings like this that have an indent when it goes in there and an indent there for the lug. Pretty cool. Okay, one screw there, one screw there. Probably easiest though to take the propeller off first. So we need the pliers to just crimp this split pin back together. split pin, wide washer. Where should I, let me put those in the corner. The spring, shear spring it's called, so if the propeller hits something, then if there's too much pressure, it's just going to break that little piece off the spring. It's a very clever design, and it won't damage your engine, and at worst you've got to get yourself another spring. Clover propeller. It went on pretty easy. This actually might well introduce tool number 7 or whatever. Because I don't know if I'm going to get that off without a hammer. No. Okay, well, it shows you. Now, before everybody gets, ooh, you can't hit the propeller with a hammer. How else am I going to get it off? So don't hit the blades and just tap it. I'm just feeling at the bottom there that is going in. We're nearly there. I don't think it's done any lasting harm, personally. Okay, now we have this bolt and this bolt, which might introduce tool number 8, whatever number we're on now. It's quite hard to get in there. And this is not a very okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, tool number 8. It's a little, what is it? 1/8. At least you can get it in there. Might be quicker now with this, don't know. Let's see how. Finicky angle. Okay, there's one. They're pretty unmistakable. And then there's one at the top here. Let's try our screwdriver again. Oh, that one we could have got. These are not easy to get off in an old engine. You need heat and plus gas at Q20 and more heat and soak it and the whole palaver. Okay, so up comes what they call the water pump housing. Why is it called that? Because there's the impeller. That's the gasket thing. Can't remember its name. Joint plate. Joint plate, I think they call it. But wait. Okay. Let's leave those there for now. And now we can unscrew this, which is the main thing we're trying to get because it's too long. And there you see it screwing out of there. Come on, come on, come on. And that's it, the linkage. And this has got a little pin in it that I think can just stay there. Otherwise we could take this fork off if we were worried about that pin getting lost, but I think it's okay. Okay, so linkage, gearbox, impeller, water pump housing, joint plate. And that is that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cheers for now, bye.